Hey guys, today we'll be going through all of my video game pickups for the month of March 2022, so let's go and get started. Before we get into everything here, I should note that I have gotten a Steam Deck earlier this month that I've already made about like 2 videos on it. First one was I did like an unboxing of it as well as first impressions of it. Then second one I did a review video on it that if you guys want to see more on that system, recommend you go check out those videos because I do go way more into depth with them that I think you guys will find it all interesting. But with that out of the way, we'll go over everything that you guys have not seen yet this month, so let's go and get started with that. The only game that I got this month is a PS5 game that this had like a limited release of like 1,000 or 1,500 copies, and that's like one of the main reasons why I got it. But it's called Gunborg Dark Matters. This is a kind of like a Contra 2D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game that I did get this on Red Art Games website, and as soon as I saw it, I instantly put down a pre-order of it because like I said earlier, there's only like 1,000 or 1,500 copies of this that was ever printed. So yeah, wanted to make sure I get that though because it definitely looks like a game that looks pretty cool right there. Right, this next thing, I got off of a co-worker of mine yesterday, matter of fact, that he did order one of these earlier this month, but for some reason he was delivered 2. He did only order 1. But when he got a hold of the company, they just told him, like, nah, it's whatever, just keep it, we don't care. It's like, all right, even though how limited these things are to manufacture and all that, so all right, cool. And since these products, I do want to get them myself as well because just the sheer convenience of these things is just so nice. So yeah, I bought it off my co-worker, and it's like, can't thank him enough for doing that because, when it comes to new ones being manufactured of these product lines here, we are not going to be seeing it for a long time, possibly. But with that said, this is the Everdrive GB X5 from Crix. Everdrives, if you're unaware, these are flash cartridges. The Everdrives is probably the most popular product line that's all about flash cartridges for game consoles. But basically, you would put like a micro SD card, or for some others, be like a standard size SD card, and you load it up with ROMs of the respective system that you bought the cartridge for, and from there you can play like all of the original games on the system, and they still play as if they were on original hardware. Plus, you can get ROM hacks on here as well, so that way you don't have to only play them on emulators on your PC, as an example, or any other device. So yeah, really cool that, these have been getting more and more popular, and many different variations of these have come out to decide what you need out of them. But a thing that's really unfortunate for the whole Everdrive lineup of products, Crix himself, his whole team, as well as where these are manufactured, is over in Ukraine. And we all know it's not been a good time over there at all since, start of this month that you guys all know about it, I'm sure. But thankfully though, Crix and his team, they've managed to get out of the hot zone areas over in Ukraine right now. It still wasn't, fun trying to evacuate all their, not just Crits and all the staff and all that. But where they're at now, they managed to get into an office location that is in a much safer place right now. So they are focusing on trying to get all orders that have yet to be shipped out to eventually now get shipped out and all that. But in terms of them trying to manufacture new carts, not just for the GB right here, but any of their other product lines, they don't know yet when they'll be able to start manufacturing them, so they'll be in stock again. But they will just have to keep an eye out for that. And thankfully that their business is mostly kind of up and running once again. Hopefully we won't have to wait long for new stock to come in, but nonetheless, it's very good to hear, they're all safe, and I hope, any of you guys, that watch my videos, if you're based over in Ukraine or just anywhere around, that whole area in Europe, hope you're all doing safe as well too, because, it's not a good time over there right now. But nonetheless, though, glad I got this from my coworker. He's a very good friend too and all that. So yeah, many thanks for him for helping me get that. Now, this thing, this was quite an investment to get, but nonetheless, I wanted to get this mainly for collecting reasons and all that. If you guys are into the GameCube at all, you may know this is a highly sought after collector's item for the system. In fact, for many years, this was just highly sought after for anyone that was into the GameCube. But it is the official Nintendo GameCube component cables. Now, I know what you may be thinking is like, that's just a cable, but oh no, trust me. If you are all into the GameCube, you know that this is something that is quite valuable and highly sought after. And yes, it's very, very rare. So basically, the GameCube, it has, for like its first few runs of, in fact, most systems even have this. It has a digital AV port in the very back of it. It's right next to the standard multi-out connector that most of Nintendo's like older systems, they had that. But the GameCube had this new digital AV port, which back then Nintendo was they were experimenting with stereoscopic 3D stuff to bring to the GameCube. That would be through like a headset, but of course we all know that never ended up being the case at all. So instead, what that digital AV port ended up being used for was the component cables, which these were only sold on Nintendo's website back then. So you can probably tell like where this may be going with them. But yeah, as it would imply, you get component video, so you get the best possible picture quality out of the system, including 480p. It's the only way that you can play games on the GameCube in 480p on the original system, that is. But the problem with these, as I said, it was only on Nintendo's website. And the way that the GameCube works, the digital AV port, as you may guess, with that being digital, how are you supposed to get analog video out of it? Because, component jacks, they're still analog. Well, in the connector right here, there is a chip inside this that converts the digital signal of the GameCube into an analog signal, so that way you can use component video on it. So as a result, that meant the chip inside this connector could not be duplicated from any third-party developers or anything until 2014 with the GC Video project. That for the longest time, these were the only cables you could get in order to get the best possible picture quality out of the GameCube. So as a result, with that, and that they were only sold on Nintendo's website, and combined with that most people didn't have CRTs with component video in them anyways, that meant that these did not sell well at all, that Nintendo discontinued them really fast, that as a result, when these did suddenly became in demand, that made these highly desirable, highly sought after, and very, very expensive, unfortunately. That these days now, there is other methods you can use to get better video quality out of the GameCube, so you don't have to spend how much these go for nowadays. Stuff with the Carby, so you can get like an HDMI out on the GameCube, as well as there are these upcoming Prism HD cables from Castlevania Games, which literally is very similar to this, except it has additional the component, the audio jacks out of it as well. The way you would get audio is you would still need the original multi-AV cable to get audio out of the system, just so you know on these, if you ever do get these. So yeah, there's those versions right there that, the Prism cables that I mentioned there, like those are $60 you can buy. That's definitely a lot of savings compared to going for these right here. That these days, the only reason you would get these is so if you want the actual official way to, that Nintendo gave you to get 480p out of the GameCube, or, for collecting reasons, which is mostly why I got it. But yeah, that's the component cable. quite, interesting how like a cable can be that valuable, but that whole story with it, you definitely understand why. So last thing right here, lately I have been in like a Fire Emblem craze that I've now been like going through some of the older games that I've been meaning to get to for a long time, mostly on the 3DS, because I've been gearing more towards the 3DS lately, as you probably could have guessed why, with its store closures coming up pretty soon, sadly. But so I looked up more stuff on the franchise lately, and I found that there was this exclusive thing that they did over in Japan, that if Fire Emblem Fates was successful, which it was, that they would bring this outside of Japan. They would release this internationally. They never did, for some reason. But nonetheless, that is the Fire Emblem Cypher trading card game. So yeah, no joke, it's literally a trading card game that Japan themselves got, that's all based on Fire Emblem. So you can see like this set right here, it seems to be based on Fire Emblem Fates. You can see like ones of Corrin right there, and like many other characters. I haven't played Fates yet, I'm glad that I own the special edition of it, but yeah, as you can see, it's like a variety of different cards of like all the characters that I know that I think there's like 22 different sets of these, and this that I got, which I paid $20 for it on eBay, that this is a complete set of these. So yeah, these are insanely cheap, that if you guys are into Fire Emblem, I highly recommend you do get these, because the artwork, as you saw on these cards, look beautiful. And I do like the seller. They include like the original like packs that you would have to open to like get those cards and all that. So yeah, glad the seller included that. So yeah, that'll do it for this month's pickups here. Yeah, not a whole lot though, but I'm saving up for like what's coming up in April, that I will be going to Bristol, Tennessee. And there, I'll be visiting a lot of game stores, and I'm hoping to get a lot of good stuff there. Maybe, like, depending on how much I get, maybe I'll end up doing multiple videos on them, or, like, consolidate them into, like, one video as we traditionally do here for, monthly pickups and all that. But, yeah, other than that, that'll do it for this video, guys. Please, I do hope that you will rate this video, share with your friends, and do subscribe for more content like this in the future. Till then, guys, I will see you next time.